Hello and welcome to my life as a transgendered parent to a toddler. I'm trying out a new entry. Tell me what you think about it. Now, I'm making this video because a lot of people don't know what transgendered is, like at all. And I have been asked many times, so you think you're a boy, or you want to become a boy, or something like that, because they don't quite grasp it. And as you can see by my shirt, I don't know how well you can see it that well. It kind of got cut off over here. I'm sorry about that. I made it myself and I'm not very good at this stuff. I am gender fluid and I officially am identifying as male. Even when I dress up as a female, I'm still going to be identifying as male, just dressing girly. So, transgendered means that you are born as one gender, male or female, but mentally you are not that gender that you are assigned to at birth. It is not something that we choose, and it is extremely difficult to deal with, both for the people in that person's life and the person dealing with being transgendered themselves. It's not something that we choose to go through at all. It's very difficult to do. But we feel that we have to go through this process in order to make our body match our mind. It's not like I'm turning into a boy or an MTF is turning into a girl. MTF is male to female, by the way. It's simply that person has always been a boy or a girl, and they are now making steps medically to correct themselves, to make them feel proper in their own body. I'm not going to say mistake, because that sounds so wrong to call it a mistake to be born in the wrong body. But at the same time, it kind of fits too. But no, I'm not going to say mistake. They're just correcting their body so they feel themselves. They feel correct. Like that's how they were always meant to be. And a lot of people don't understand that. I didn't just suddenly wake up one day and be like, oh, well, I don't feel like I want to be a girl anymore, so I'm going to turn into a boy. No. This is something I struggled with my entire life. And I didn't even know about transgendered stuff until ending of high school, I think. It didn't even exist in my world. I didn't know about it, and it was a major eye-opener when I first learned about it, and I suppressed it for a very long time. It's kind of complicated to explain, and there are multiple different forms of transgendered. I don't even know them all. I know a couple, and the ones that I do know, I know a little bit about, because I've done extensive research for years about it, and there's still so much more I have to learn myself. There's FTM, which is female to male transgendered, MTF, which is male to female transgendered. There is gender fluid, which is what I am, where you can feel like both genders, but your biological body is one gender. And yes, I do see myself as both genders, but I am more masculine than anything. and I feel I represent the male gender a lot more than I do the female gender. So I do want to be identified as a male and just occasionally dress girly. It's kind of complicated, but in my head, for my current situation, it makes sense for me. It may not make sense for everyone, and this may not be, this particular thing is only for me. This isn't for all gender fluids or all transgender people. This is just how I am with it, and it's different for every single person. And there's also gender non-binary, or some people refer it to as genderqueer, where you don't identify as either male or female, no matter what your biological gender is. You're just kind of neutral. You don't care how people see you. She, he, they. It's just kind of neutral. And sometimes you might switch here and there, or just not care if someone calls you a boy or a girl. A lot of non-binaries that I have found typically go by they, them pronouns, and that works for them. It's based on the person's preference and what they feel comfortable with. Transgendered is such a broad spectrum. Like I said, I don't even know all the different kinds out there, and if you're looking for a lot more knowledge on this, I will be looking into it more as I go along. But if you're looking for knowledge on this stuff right now, I can give you two different people that I watch that have really helped me out. One of them is Ash Hardell on YouTube, and the other one is Jackson Bird on YouTube. I will leave descriptions or links to their videos in the description below. Also, I wanted to kind of give a small life update. I have not talked about my husband on this channel really, because he did not feel comfortable with it really. He does not want to be on my channel as of yet, but I have been given permission to enlighten you guys about something. So, for those of you who don't know my husband personally, his name is Sean. And as of now, I will not be referring to Sean as my husband, but rather my wife. Because Sean has discovered that she is actually MTF. So, I am not going to be referring to Sean as my husband anymore, and will be trying to refer to her as a her or she, her pronouns, and as my wife. If I get tripped up a little bit, I'm sorry. This is all still very new for everyone. Just like my pronouns are now he, him, I'm still getting tripped up. I'm trying to be considered as Sean's husband. Yes, we're pretty much just swapping places in our marital role. But please forgive me if I end up using the wrong pronoun for one or both of us. I'm still trying to rewire my brain. It's not an easy task. But yes, on the transgendered issue, this is not something that we choose to go through. We do not choose to go through the mental and physical toll it takes on our mind and our body, and the financial burden that it requires, because it's not cheap at all. This is how we were born. It's just who we are. It doesn't change us as a person, because we are just trying to be true to who we really are. It's difficult. It's scary. It can lead to violence from other people that either don't understand or are not supportive of it. And that makes coming out even scarier, because you don't know how people are going to react. You don't know if they're going to become violent, or if they're just going to drop you from your life, or maybe they'll be accepting, or they might just need some time to think things through. It depends on everyone on how they think about this stuff. And a lot of people need educated on it because they don't know what it is. And that's fine. I am willing to answer any questions I can, but they have to be willing to listen. And that can be a very difficult task for other people as well. The only thing we are choosing in this is to actually have the courage to go through with it. We choose to have the courage to say, yes, this is me. I'm standing up for what I believe. And I am going to correct my situation to make my mental health happier. That is what we choose. We choose to stand up and say yes and accept it. Just like anyone who is part of the LGBT community. Even coming out as gay, lesbian, bi, any of that is scary as hell. Both me and Sean are bisexual, as I'm pretty sure I have mentioned before, and we are also transgendered. That's a difficult pill to swallow, especially for me on my side of the family. Both my mom's side and my dad's side are very religious. I was raised in an extremely religious family, Christian, if you're wondering. And some of my family know this already, and others don't. I'm not sure how they're going to react to this, and that scares me that I'm going to possibly lose some family members over this. And I know that I have to brace myself for what is coming. For those of you who do not know what the transgender community deals with, I'm hoping that this gives you guys a little bit of an idea, because you truly do not know how terrifying any of this is. Even simple things as going outside, binding my chest is scary to me, because I'm thinking, okay, am I passing as a guy? Do people realize I have a chest? And it's just self-induced hyperactive thoughts, basically. And it's difficult, but we are getting through it one day at a time. And to any other transgendered people who are watching this channel, you are not alone. There is an entire community of transgender people of all sorts of types, and we are willing to be there for each other and to support each other. I currently do not have too many transgendered friends myself, and I am looking forward to try and get more friends from the LGBT community and other trans people to swap stories with, basically, learn from, and we'll see where it goes. But for now, I'm just taking it one day at a time. So, see ya.